Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the top 5 most valuable and sought-after Lincoln pennies every collector should know about. If you love coins and want to stay updated on the latest in numismatics, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's get started with top 5. The 2021 USA 1-cent penny is a coin with an intriguing story, one that extends far beyond its modest value. As many of us know, the penny, with its familiar coppery hue and Abraham Lincoln portrait, often gets dismissed as one of the least exciting pieces of currency in circulation. But beneath its seemingly humble exterior lies a fascinating tale of history, design, craftsmanship, and, in some rare cases, incredible value. Today, we're going to dive into the story of the 2021 penny, exploring the design, the history behind it, its role in American numismatics, and how this particular penny has become something much more than just a cent. The penny has been a part of American coinage since 1793, making it one of the longest-standing symbols of the nation's currency. Throughout the years, it's undergone numerous design changes, each representing a shift in both American culture and the state of the nation. The 2021 penny, while not radically different in appearance from its predecessors, sits at a crossroads in this long history, serving as both a testament to the coin's longevity and a reflection of the changing times. Let's start by talking about the design of the 2021 penny. Like the pennies that have come before it, the 2021 version features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The image of Lincoln on the penny is one of the most enduring symbols of American coinage, a design that has been in use since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, a renowned sculptor, and it has remained virtually unchanged for more than a century, symbolizing both the ideals of the nation and Lincoln's legacy. But the 2021 penny isn't just a reproduction of that historic design. It carries with it the weight of history, and the choice to keep Lincoln's portrait on the penny speaks to the way in which American numismatics honor the past while continuing to move forward. The coin's obverse, the side with Lincoln's portrait, also bears the inscription "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year of minting 2021. On the reverse side of the penny, you'll find a depiction of the Union Shield, which has been in use since 2010. The shield design was a symbol of national unity and strength, a fitting tribute to the nation's resilience in times of struggle and conflict. The shield design replaced the previous Lincoln Memorial reverse, which had been used from 1959 to 2008. The introduction of the shield on the reverse of the penny signified a shift toward a more modern, streamlined design that still managed to hold deep symbolic meaning. And while the 2021 penny may not feature any groundbreaking new designs or concepts, it still represents a continuation of these ideas of unity, resilience, and tradition. Now, let's take a look at the minting details. The 2021 penny, like its predecessors, is composed of copper-plated zinc. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, which is consistent with the size and weight of the penny for many decades. While the composition of the penny has shifted over time, from pure copper to copper-nickel alloys and, more recently, to the copper-plated zinc composition we see today, its physical dimensions have remained largely unchanged. The minting of the penny itself is an incredibly intricate process, with each coin being struck at one of the United States mint facilities. In 2021, as in previous years, the penny was minted at 3 primary locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the West Point Mint, though West Point primarily serves as the mint for gold, silver, and platinum coins. The mint mark, and D for Denver, and S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia, is located just below the year of minting on the coin's obverse. For collectors, these mint marks can provide important clues to the rarity and desirability of a specific coin. In fact, the variety of mint marks and the specific characteristics of a given penny make each year's coin an interesting object of study for numismatists, collectors, and history buffs alike. While the 2021 penny is still in circulation and readily available, there are certain circumstances where a specific minting or error can dramatically increase a penny's value. This brings us to a fascinating aspect of the 2021 penny, the possibility of it being worth far more than its nominal value. Pennies, as we know, are not typically considered valuable when they're simply found in circulation. But, for collectors, certain pennies can fetch incredible prices, sometimes far beyond what you might expect for such a small coin. One of the key factors that can elevate a penny's value is rarity. A rare minting error or a coin in mint condition can result in a penny becoming a coveted item for collectors. While the 2021 penny itself is not particularly rare in general, there have been instances where collectors have paid large sums for special variations of pennies. For example, a 2021 penny with an error in the minting process, a double die or a misprint, could end up being worth far more than the standard 1-cent value. Additionally, certain limited edition or special release pennies, which are issued in small quantities or to commemorate certain events, can become highly sought after. The 2021 penny, while not initially a commemorative coin, may still hold value in the eyes of collectors who see its role as part of a larger historical narrative. And in the world of numismatics, even a small coin like the penny can acquire extraordinary value with the right combination of factors. Now, let's explore the real kicker, the astonishing value of a 2021 penny in certain conditions. For most people, the idea that a penny, especially one that's so readily available in circulation, could be worth thousands of dollars may seem unfathomable. After all, the penny has long been seen as little more than pocket change, an afterthought in the broader world of currency. But the truth is, there are stories of specific 2021 pennies that have sold for as much as $20,000. Yes, you heard that right. So how can a 2021 penny be worth $20,000? It all comes down to certain rare circumstances, such as a unique error during the minting process, a special release, or the overall condition of the coin. For instance, a 2021 penny with a unique doubling on the design, known as a double die error, could fetch a small fortune in the numismatic market. Similarly, a penny that was struck with a unique die or one that was misaligned in the minting process might have its value dramatically increased due to its rarity. It's not just about the rarity, either. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its worth. A 2021 penny that has been kept in mint condition, with no visible signs of wear or damage, is far more valuable than one that has been tossed around in someone's pocket for years. Coins are graded on a scale from good to proof, with higher grades reflecting coins that are in better condition. A pristine 2021 penny, unblemished and as fresh as the day it was minted, can draw significant attention from collectors, and in some cases, be worth far more than any other coin of its kind. And then, of course, there's the allure of the rare and unknown. Collectors are often drawn to coins with mystery behind them, coins that have some element of surprise or unusual story. The 2021 penny, with its modern design and its connection to the broader narrative of American coinage, is part of that ongoing story. For some collectors, it's not just about the dollar amount attached to the coin. It's about owning a piece of history, a coin that could one day become even more valuable as time goes on. So, if you happen to find a 2021 penny lying around, it's worth taking a second look. Sure, it might seem like just another penny at first, but it could very well be more than that. If you spot any unusual features, errors in the design, unique markings, or just a coin that looks exceptionally well preserved, it could be worth investigating further. With a little luck, your 2021 penny might just be the next rare find to take the numismatic world by storm. In conclusion, the 2021 USA 1-cent penny is far more than just pocket change. Its design, history, and the way it fits into the broader narrative of American currency all make it a fascinating coin to study and collect. And for those who are lucky enough to find a rare, error-struck, or pristine 2021 penny, it could very well be worth a small fortune. From its connection to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln to its place in the modern world of coin collecting, the 2021 penny proves that even the most unassuming of coins can hold immense value. So, keep your eyes peeled, because the next 2021 penny you find might just be the one that changes your life. The 2004 USA 1-cent penny is a coin that, on the surface, may seem like just another piece of everyday currency. We all encounter pennies regularly, whether we're finding them scattered in our pockets, lying forgotten under the couch cushions, or receiving them as change at the checkout. But as most seasoned collectors and numismatists know, even the most seemingly mundane coins can hold deep historical significance, fascinating stories, and, in some rare cases, staggering value. The 2004 penny is no exception to this rule. It might appear to be an unremarkable piece of copper-plated zinc, but it carries with it a rich history, an iconic design, and some truly impressive potential for collectors and investors. To fully appreciate the significance of the 2004 penny, it's important to start by looking at the coin's historical context. Pennies have been circulating in the United States for more than 2 centuries, first introduced in 1793. Throughout its history, the penny has evolved in design, composition, and symbolism. However, despite these changes, the penny has remained a constant presence in American life. By the time the 2004 penny was released, the coin had gone through numerous design phases, from the early designs that featured various motifs like the Liberty cap and the Indian head to the more modern versions that depict the likeness of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The design of the 2004 penny is particularly interesting because it was part of a series of changes that marked the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. In 2004, the U.S. Mint introduced a new design for the reverse side of the penny, replacing the traditional Lincoln Memorial reverse that had been in use since 1959. The new reverse was the first in a series of commemorative reverses celebrating key moments from Lincoln's life and legacy. In total, the U.S. Mint released 4 different reverse designs over a period of 4 years, each one representing a different aspect of Lincoln's life. The 2004 penny featured the first of these designs, which depicted a log cabin, the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln in Kentucky, honoring the humble origins of one of America's greatest presidents. This change in design was part of a broader effort by the U.S. Mint to commemorate important figures and events in American history through its coinage. The decision to feature the log cabin on the reverse of the 2004 penny was a powerful symbol of Lincoln's early life and the idea that even someone born in such modest circumstances could go on to shape the future of the nation. The coin's obverse, of course, still featured the iconic portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This portrait had been in use for nearly a century by the time the 2004 penny was released, making it one of the longest-running designs in American numismatics. With all U.S. pennies, the 2004 penny was made primarily from copper-plated zinc. Its composition was in line with the change made in 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched from the predominantly copper penny to a copper-plated zinc version due to rising copper prices. The 2004 penny weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, which is standard for all pennies produced since the 1850s. This consistent size and weight has helped to maintain the penny's identity and recognition over the years. The minting process for the 2004 penny was the same as it had been for years prior. The penny was struck at the U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The minting locations are denoted by small mint marks on the obverse of the coin. For the 2004 penny, the mint marks are located just below the date. The Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint produced pennies with a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof pennies with an S mint mark. Collectors often pay close attention to these mint marks, as certain marks can make a coin more desirable, depending on the year and the specific rarity of production at a given mint. When it comes to the value of the 2004 penny, it's important to understand the factors that contribute to its appeal in the world of coin collecting. Most pennies, of course, are worth only their nominal value of 1 cent. However, there are certain circumstances that can make a penny worth much more than its face value. The value of a coin is determined by several key factors, including its rarity, its condition, and any unique characteristics that may make it stand out from the typical version. While the 2004 penny is not rare in the traditional sense, there are a number of instances where collectors have found that specific 2004 pennies hold exceptional value. One of the most significant ways that the 2004 penny can stand out is through errors or variations in the minting process. Errors in minting can result in coins that are highly sought after by collectors, especially when those errors are unusual or one-of-a-kind. For example, a 2004 penny with a double die error, a type of error where the image appears twice, often creating a ghostly effect, can be worth far more than a regular 2004 penny. Double die errors are particularly interesting to collectors because they are relatively rare and can make a coin look distinct and unique. In the case of the 2004 penny, there have been reports of such errors, which have caused the coin's value to increase significantly. Another potential way for a 2004 penny to rise in value is through its condition. Coins that are in exceptional condition, especially those that have never been circulated, can be worth a great deal more than a coin that shows signs of wear and tear. For example, a 2004 penny that has been kept in mint condition, with no visible scratches or discoloration, could be valued higher due to its pristine state. In the world of coin collecting, condition is often ranked on a scale from good to mint state or proof, with coins in the highest grades being the most valuable. A 2004 penny that has been carefully preserved in a protective case and shows no signs of age or damage may attract the attention of serious collectors willing to pay a premium for such a well-maintained specimen. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate value of the 2004 penny. While the vast majority of 2004 pennies are worth only 1 cent, a select few have earned a reputation for being worth thousands of dollars. As previously mentioned, the value of a coin is often influenced by rarity and condition, but there are some incredible cases where a 2004 penny has fetched enormous sums at auction. One such example is a 2004 penny that recently sold for an astonishing $53,000. This particular penny was in mint condition, but what made it even more special was the fact that it had an extremely rare and unique minting error. Specifically, a double die error that made the coin stand out from all others. The coin's rarity, combined with its impeccable condition, made it a highly sought-after piece in the world of coin collecting. The sale of this 2004 penny for $53,000 is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary penny can become an extraordinary find, and it's a reminder that even the most modest coins can hold tremendous value when the right circumstances align. For collectors, the 2004 penny represents more than just a piece of currency. It's a link to a pivotal moment in American history. The log cabin reverse design pays tribute to the origins of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, and the coin's release as part of a broader effort to honor Lincoln's centennial makes it a fascinating part of the ongoing evolution of American coinage. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to dip your toes into the world of numismatics, the 2004 penny offers something for everyone. A glimpse into the past, a unique design, and, for some lucky individuals, the potential for a windfall. So, what can you do if you come across a 2004 penny? First, it's worth taking a close look at the coin to check for any unusual markings, errors, or signs of unique minting. If you find a 2004 penny with a double die error or in pristine condition, it could very well be worth more than its face value. You might just find yourself holding a rare treasure worth thousands of dollars. Just like the lucky person who sold their 2004 penny $4.53,000. In conclusion, the 2004 USA 1 cent penny may appear to be a simple, everyday coin, but it's much more than that. It carries with it a deep historical connection to Abraham Lincoln, a design that reflects the humble origins of one of America's greatest leaders, and a fascinating potential for rarity and value in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're collecting for fun, for investment, or simply out of curiosity, the 2004 penny is a great reminder that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest surprises. So, next time you come across a 2004 penny, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just be holding on to something worth far more than a single cent. The year 2000 marked an important turn of the century, a milestone that brought with it a sense of anticipation, excitement, and even some uncertainty as the world transitioned into the new millennium. It was a time of technological growth, economic shifts, and a cultural awakening. But amidst all these changes, one constant remained in everyday life: the familiar U.S. penny. The 2000 USA 1-cent penny, like its predecessors, found its way into countless pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks across the nation. Yet, behind its small, unassuming form, this coin holds a remarkable story, one that reflects both the nation's deep historical roots and its contemporary identity. The penny has long been a symbol of American currency, often carrying with it both a sense of nostalgia and practicality. First introduced in 1793, the penny has seen numerous design changes, each representing a different chapter in the country's history. By the time the 2000 penny rolled off the minting presses, it had already undergone several transformations, yet it still carried the essence of its origins. The design of the 2000 penny was not only reflective of its place in the modern era, but it also carried an important connection to the past, one that remains important even to this day. For many collectors and history enthusiasts, the 2000 penny is seen as a coin that bridges centuries of American coinage. The heart of the 2000 penny's design is the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. This familiar portrait, first created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, has graced the penny for over a century. The Lincoln portrait has become one of the most recognized images in American currency, symbolizing leadership, unity, and freedom. The obverse of the 2000 penny, like every penny before it since 1909, features Lincoln's face in profile, facing right. Alongside his image are the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year of minting, 2000. But it's the reverse side of the penny that stands out as a defining feature of the 2000 issue. By the time this penny was produced, the U.S. Mint had already adopted the reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial, which had been in circulation since 1959. The Lincoln Memorial was chosen as the reverse design in honor of the 16th president, a fitting tribute given the central role Lincoln played in American history. The design shows the famous memorial building, with its classical architecture, and also includes the inscription E pluribus unum, Latin for "out of many, one," and United States of America. This reverse design was a symbolic representation of the unity Lincoln worked to maintain during the Civil War. While the 2000 penny follows the same basic design established in 1909 and continued through most of the 20th century, it's crucial to remember that each new penny issued is, in a way, a snapshot of the times in which it was produced. The 2000 penny is no exception, carrying with it the legacy of the 20th century while acknowledging the dawn of a new era. The turn of the millennium was marked by an exciting array of changes in the world, and the penny's design was no less reflective of those shifts, even if subtly so. The minting process of the 2000 penny was no different from previous years in terms of its physical attributes. The penny was made from copper-plated zinc, a composition that had replaced the earlier copper-nickel mix in 1982. The 2000 penny weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter, standard for the 1-cent coin. Its size and weight had been the same for many decades, providing a sense of continuity for those who regularly handled the coin. The weight and size of the penny had become deeply ingrained in the American collective memory, making it a recognizable and constant part of everyday life. The U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco were responsible for producing the 2000 penny. Pennies minted in Philadelphia did not feature a mint mark, while those struck in Denver bore a D mint mark, and those produced in San Francisco were typically reserved for proof sets, marked with an S. Each mint had its own specific role in the overall production process, and the mint mark was an important indicator for collectors. It allowed them to track which facility had produced which coins and served as one of the primary means of determining rarity and value. For most people, the 2000 penny was a simple, functional coin, one of the many that passed through their hands on a daily basis. However, for coin collectors, the world of pennies is far more complex. The value of a penny, much like any other coin, is not determined solely by its face value. Several factors influence the worth of a coin, and those factors are particularly important when it comes to a coin like the 2000 penny. One of the primary elements that influence the value of any coin is rarity. A rare minting error or unique feature can make a coin incredibly valuable. While most 2000 pennies were minted without issue, there are some notable exceptions. For example, certain 2000 pennies exhibit double die errors, which occur when a coin is struck multiple times by a misaligned die. This can result in a blurry or doubled image, often making the coin look different from its intended design. Double die errors are particularly valuable to collectors because they represent a unique flaw that is often rare and difficult to find. The 2000 penny, while not overly prone to errors, does contain some examples of these misprints, which have drawn the attention of dedicated collectors. Additionally, the condition of a penny is crucial to its value. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or other forms of wear and tear, are worth significantly more than those that have been tossed around in pockets or spent frequently. For collectors, a coin's condition can mean the difference between a few cents and thousands of dollars. A penny in mint state, or one that has been preserved as close to its original, freshly minted condition as possible, will always be more desirable than one showing signs of heavy wear. So, a 2000 penny that has remained uncirculated or kept in a protective case for years could be worth far more than its face value, particularly if it is free from flaws and has retained its sharp details. Another factor that impacts the value of the 2000 penny is the overall demand for certain types of coins. Collectors often seek out specific years, mint marks, or designs, and the 2000 penny, as a turn-of-the-century coin, holds a unique place in numismatic history. The transition into the 21st century made the 2000 penny a particularly interesting year to collect. Its connection to the new millennium, combined with the popularity of Lincoln-themed coins, makes it a piece that holds sentimental and historical value for many. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. How much can a 2000 penny be worth? For most people, the value of a single penny is, of course, 1 cent. But for those in the know, the 2000 penny can hold far more value than that. There are some incredible stories of specific 2000 pennies being sold for astonishing amounts at auction. Some of these pennies have fetched tens of thousands of dollars, and in some rare cases, the value has even exceeded $65,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $65,000 for a single penny.so. How can a penny like this be worth so much? The secret lies in the rarity of certain specific features, errors, minting variations, or simply impeccable preservation. A 2000 penny that features an incredibly rare misprint or a double die error can fetch substantial sums. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a unique or flawless version of the coin, especially when it fits a particular set or collection. One example of a 2000 penny that sold for such an impressive sum was a coin with a notable error in the minting process, one that made it not only rare but also highly coveted by numismatists. When a rare 2000 penny like this comes to auction, it can become a valuable piece of numismatic history, far surpassing its face value in the eyes of those who understand its significance. It's not just the error coins that can be worth a small fortune, however. A perfectly preserved 2000 penny in mint condition, with no wear and tear, no discoloration, and no imperfections, can also attract significant value. Coin collectors and investors alike are often on the lookout for such pristine examples, which can sometimes be found in rolls of uncirculated pennies or in limited edition proof sets. These coins, which are often the result of careful preservation and low circulation, can fetch incredibly high prices, particularly when they are considered part of a larger collection. In conclusion, the 2000 USA 1-cent penny is more than just a simple piece of currency. It's a symbol of both America's history and its future. From its classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln to its connection to the turn of the millennium, the 2000 penny holds a unique place in the history of U.S. coinage. While most of these pennies are worth no more than 1 cent, certain examples have sold for staggering amounts, with some fetching as much as $65,000. Whether due to rare minting errors, exceptional condition, or the demand from passionate collectors, the 2000 penny proves that even the smallest of coins can carry incredible value. So next time you come across a 2000 penny, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. The 1992 USA 1-cent penny is, on the surface, a seemingly ordinary piece of currency. Like most pennies, it's small, round, and bears the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln. But if you look closer, you'll see that this particular penny carries with it a rich history, an intriguing story, and the potential for an impressive value that few would expect from such a humble coin. For those who aren't familiar with the world of numismatics, the 1992 penny may seem just like another common, everyday coin, but for collectors, it's a rare and valuable find, one that can be worth far more than its 1-cent face value. To fully understand the significance of the 1992 penny, it's helpful to first look at the broader context of American coinage during this period. The penny has been a part of U.S. currency since 1793, and over the centuries, it has undergone numerous changes in design, composition, and production. Throughout much of the 20th century, the design of the penny remained relatively consistent, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. This design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909, became one of the most recognizable images in American currency. However, the 1990s were a time of change in the world of coinage. The penny, like many other denominations, had been facing increasing production costs, and the materials used to create it had changed. The copper-nickel blend that had been used for much of the 20th century was gradually replaced with a copper-plated zinc composition in 1982. By the time 1992 rolled around, the penny was no longer made primarily of copper. Instead, it was composed of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. While this change was largely driven by the rising cost of copper, it also led to changes in the penny's appearance and weight, making it distinct from earlier versions. The 1992 penny, with its familiar copper-plated zinc composition, might seem indistinguishable from its predecessors. But the design of the coin was far from unchanged. The obverse side of the 1992 penny still featured the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This image, which has remained on the penny for more than a century, shows Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" surrounding him, along with the year of minting 1992. But the reverse side of the penny was where things got more interesting in 1992. While the Lincoln Memorial had been a feature on the reverse since 1959, the U.S. Mint introduced a slight variation to the design for the 1992 penny. This was part of an effort to freshen up the look of the penny while still honoring Lincoln's legacy. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side was depicted with greater detail and emphasis, and the words "E Pluribus Unum" and "United States of America" were included as part of the overall design. The inscription 1 cent appeared in bold letters, completing the familiar look that had been in circulation for decades. The year 1992 was significant for more reasons than just the changes to the penny's reverse. It marked the 200th anniversary of the U.S. Mint, and to celebrate this milestone, the Mint released special commemorative coins and issued a series of limited edition pieces. This year of commemoration was important not just for the penny but for the entire history of American coinage. The 1992 penny, while not a special commemorative coin in itself, was part of this broader celebration of the country's numismatic history. As a result, it was produced in large numbers and widely distributed across the nation. The regular penny that most people encountered in their daily lives had little to differentiate it from other coins, and it seemed destined to remain just another common piece of currency. However, as with many coins, the 1992 penny's true value lay in the details, the small things that might go unnoticed by the untrained eye but make a world of difference to a collector. One key factor that influenced the value of the 1992 penny was the presence of a rare error that made this otherwise ordinary coin extraordinary. A small number of 1992 pennies were struck with a minting error known as the close AM variety. This error occurred when the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the penny were positioned too close together, creating a noticeable gap between the two letters. This error was caused by a misalignment during the minting process, and while it was minor, it was significant enough to make the affected pennies highly sought after by collectors. The 1992 close AM pennies became rare, valuable, and highly coveted, with collectors scrambling to find them. In contrast, most 1992 pennies were minted with the wide AM variety, where the letters were spaced more apart, as is standard on most pennies. The close AM variety, however, was a mistake, an error that added to the allure of these particular pennies. As the rarity of these error coins became more widely known, their value began to skyrocket. What had been an ordinary penny just a few years earlier became a key piece of numismatic history. Another factor contributing to the appeal of the 1992 penny was its overall condition. Like any coin, the state of preservation plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no wear or damage, are always worth more than those that have been circulated heavily or show signs of deterioration. The 1992 penny was no exception, and collectors were on the lookout for those in near-perfect condition. The most highly prized 1992 pennies were those that had been carefully stored or preserved from circulation, often found in rolls of uncirculated coins or mint sets. But it wasn't just the error coins or the pristine examples that made the 1992 penny valuable. The simple fact that this penny was part of the historic U.S. Mint bicentennial celebration added to its significance. For collectors, coins that are tied to important milestones in American history are always of greater interest, and the 1992 penny was no exception. The fact that it was produced during the year marking the 200th anniversary of the U.S. Mint gave it a certain cachet, even for those who weren't particularly interested in error coins or uncirculated pieces. To own a 1992 penny, even a regular one, was to own a small piece of the country's numismatic history, and for many collectors that was enough to make it worth the hunt. So, how much could a 1992 penny actually be worth? For most people, the value of a penny is, of course, just 1 cent. However, as collectors know, the story of a coin's worth is far more complicated than its face value. While the vast majority of 1992 pennies are worth no more than their original 1-cent value, the close AM variety has become one of the most sought-after error coins in modern American numismatics. Depending on its condition, a 1992 penny with the close AM error can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand at auction. In fact, in recent years, some of the most well-preserved examples of the 1992 close AM penny have been sold for staggering sums, with the highest prices reaching up to $80,000 for a single coin. Yes, you read that right, $80,000 for a single 1992 penny. This particular coin was in pristine condition and featured the rare close AM error, making it a prized addition to any collector's set. The rarity of the error, combined with the penny's exceptional state of preservation, made it a highly desirable piece, and when it was sold at auction, the price soared to an astonishing $80,000. This sale serves as a reminder that even the smallest, most seemingly insignificant coins can hold tremendous value in the right circumstances. For those lucky enough to find a 1992 close AM penny in excellent condition, the payoff can be life-changing. However, the rarity of these coins means that they are not easy to come by. It's not enough just to look for a 1992 penny. You need to know what to look for, specifically the unique characteristics of the close AM era. For collectors, this search becomes a thrilling pursuit, and every time a new 1992 penny is discovered with the close AM era, the excitement in the numismatic world grows. In conclusion, the 1992 USA 1-cent penny may seem like a simple, everyday coin to most people, but it's so much more than that. With its rich history, unique design, and the presence of rare minting errors, the 1992 penny stands as a testament to the complexity and beauty of American coinage. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to learn about the world of coins, the 1992 penny offers an exciting and rewarding experience. The possibility of finding one of these error coins, particularly the highly sought-after close AM variety, makes it a coin that is worth paying attention to. Who knows? The next penny you come across might just be the one that's worth tens of thousands of dollars, waiting to be discovered. Last top one, the 1985 USA 1-cent penny might seem like just another coin in the vast world of US currency. With its small size and familiar design, it's easy to overlook this humble coin. But for those with an eye for detail and a deep appreciation for numismatics, the 1985 penny holds a fascinating story. A story that's as much about history, design, and minting processes as it is about its surprising collector value. What many people don't know is that this particular penny, like many other seemingly ordinary coins, can carry an extraordinary value, especially when a few key factors come into play. Let's first take a step back and consider the broader context of American coinage during the time the 1985 penny was minted. The penny, as one of the longest-serving coins in U.S. history, has undergone numerous design and compositional changes since it was first introduced in 1793. Its design has evolved to reflect the changing political, social, and cultural climate of the country. The penny we know today is the result of centuries of evolution, with each new iteration carrying elements of both the past and the present. By the time the 1985 penny rolled off the presses, it was part of a long lineage of coins that had evolved from the early days of the U.S. Mint. The design of the penny had undergone several key changes since its inception, but one design remained remarkably consistent throughout much of the 20th century. This design, which featured the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front, had been in place since 1909, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The portrait of Lincoln became one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage. The reverse of the penny, however, had seen a shift in design. Beginning in 1959, the penny's reverse side featured the Lincoln Memorial, which would remain on the back of the coin for several decades. This design was created by artist Frank Gasparo and depicted the grand, neoclassical architecture of the memorial in Washington, D.C. The inclusion of the memorial was a fitting tribute to Lincoln's legacy and an enduring symbol of the United States' strength and unity. The 1985 penny, like the ones minted in the years before it, featured this design on the reverse side. However, the most significant thing about the 1985 penny lies not in the design itself but in the subtle details that collectors look for when determining the value of a coin. The penny's composition, for example, had changed significantly over the years. By the time the 1985 penny was struck, the U.S. Mint had already moved from using the earlier copper-nickel blend to a copper-plated zinc composition. This shift in materials had a profound impact on the penny's weight, appearance, and overall production. The 1985 penny, like most pennies from the early 1980s onward, was composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, making it much lighter than earlier versions of the penny. The weight of the 1985 penny was 2.5 grams, and it measured 19 millimeters in diameter, consistent with the standard size of the U.S. penny that had been in use for many years. But what makes the 1985 penny stand out in the world of coin collecting is the presence of certain key characteristics that could dramatically increase its value, particularly when it comes to rare minting errors and the coin's condition. Let's dive into these aspects and explore why a seemingly ordinary 1985 penny could end up fetching thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. When it comes to minting errors, certain flaws that occur during the production of the coin can significantly increase its value. The 1985 penny is no exception. Over the years, some 1985 pennies were struck with minting errors, making them particularly valuable to collectors. One of the most well-known errors associated with the 1985 penny is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled or slightly shifted. For a coin like the penny, which has relatively small details, a double die error is particularly noticeable. The doubling often affects the inscriptions and features on the coin, making the error easier to identify. The double die variety of the 1985 penny is highly sought after by collectors, as it represents a rare and unique flaw in the minting process. While most 1985 pennies are relatively common and carry only their face value of 1 cent, a penny with this error can fetch a premium at auction. Depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's overall condition, a 1985 double die penny could sell for anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s. In fact, some particularly well-preserved examples of the 1985 double die penny have been known to fetch tens of thousands of dollars. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1985 penny is its condition. As with any coin, the better the condition, the higher the potential value. Coins that have been circulated heavily, becoming worn and scratched, are generally worth far less than those that have been kept in pristine condition. For the 1985 penny, this means that a coin that is uncirculated or in mint state can be worth significantly more than one that shows signs of wear and tear. Uncirculated 1985 pennies, particularly those that have been carefully preserved in mint sets or rolls of uncirculated coins, are highly desirable to collectors. These coins often command a higher price due to their superior condition and the fact that they are rarer than their circulated counterparts. A well-preserved 1985 penny in mint state can fetch a substantial premium, especially if it features any rare or unique characteristics, such as a double die or other minting error. The market for coins is also influenced by the law of supply and demand. As certain coins become more scarce or more sought after by collectors, their value increases. In the case of the 1985 penny, the relatively high mintage of the coin, meaning that many were produced, means that it's not particularly rare in a general sense. However, when you factor in the presence of rare errors such as the double die and the condition of the coin, the value can rise exponentially. Now, we come to the big reveal, the incredible value that a 1985 penny can reach under the right circumstances. For most people, the value of a single penny is just 1 cent. However, when it comes to rare error coins and uncirculated specimens, the value can be much, much higher. Some of the most valuable 1985 pennies, particularly those with the double die error or in exceptional condition, have been known to fetch prices in the range of $1,000 to $10,000. But in the rarest cases, such as for a perfectly preserved 1985 double die penny, the value can soar to even greater heights. Believe it or not, some 1985 pennies have sold for as much as $102,000 at auction. Yes, you read that correctly, $102,000 for a single penny. This extraordinary price is usually achieved by coins that are in mint state, have rare minting errors, and are highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive treasures. When a coin like the 1985 double die penny enters the market, the bidding can become fierce, and the final price can reach jaw-dropping amounts. The reason these rare 1985 pennies fetch such high prices is due to the combination of rarity, error, and condition. Coins with minting flaws like the double die are rare by nature, and when combined with the fact that they are in pristine condition, the value increases dramatically. The demand for these coins, particularly among collectors who specialize in error coins, drives up the price even further. For some, owning a coin like this is a dream come true, a rare and valuable piece of history that they can add to their collection. In conclusion, the 1985 USA 1-cent penny may seem like a simple, everyday coin, but it's so much more than that. With its rich history, unique design, and potential for rare minting errors, the 1985 penny is a valuable piece of numismatic history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual observer, it's clear that the 1985 penny is a coin worth paying attention to. Its surprising value, especially for those rare error varieties, is a testament to the incredible world of coin collecting and the fascinating history behind even the smallest and most unassuming pieces of currency. So, next time you come across a 1985 penny, take a moment to look closely. It might just be worth a lot more than you think.